Now, we're still waiting for the Senate to pass meaningful legislation that addresses the issue of marriage equality in this state. But I know that the Senate has a lot of different issues that it has to work out. So I knew they were busy. So on May 14th of 2008, I thought I would sign the memorandum that would respect marriage equality in any states that permit it right here in New York State. Thank you. Thank you. I thought you would like that. And the reason that I signed that memorandum, the reason that we issued that memorandum, is a little-known section of the United States Constitution known as the Full Faith and Credit Clause of the Constitution, which give rights to individuals that have received them in other states. And so I knew that some of the opponents would take court action, and I pleaded with them not to waste their money, but now I'm glad they did, so they can't participate in the upcoming elections on November the 4th. So when we look at what we've accomplished, we recognize that only a charlatan would say that we're not getting closer to equal rights for all citizens in this state. But only a fool would try to insinuate that we're anywhere near that cause. And so this is the reason why we have the Empire State Pride agenda. This is why all of you have fought courageously and unremittingly over the past couple of decades to bring economic, political, and social justice to people who are lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgendered, and to make sure that as we move forward in our state, that the only way we can have true equality for all people is by having people who are lesbian or gay or bisexual or transgender in the leadership positions of government, of politics, of education, of business, of labor, and even our faith-based institutions. These, I believe, are our goals, and those, I believe, are our principles, and let not anyone confuse our ranks with any assertion that this is the promotion of an agenda. Because to fight for people who are gay or lesbian or bisexual or transgender to have the same rights as any other Americans is as American as reciting the Constitution or singing the Declaration of Independence. Going back to those civil rights struggles that I observed as a child, I always took note of the people who were Hispanic, the people who were white, the people who came from other countries, and often risked their lives to go on the freedom rides or to march in some of the most famous marches in this country. And I always thought that it was so interesting that, like the heralded Black Elk, who when he got to what he thought was the highest mountain, which was Harney Peak in South Dakota, realized that there were other mountains around him and realized that there were other epicenters of religion and other beliefs, and that he prayed for them as well as his own. And I always hoped that I could be a person who would be in a movement that might not reflect my orientation or my race or my color or my ethnicity, but that I would understand the human kindness that brings us all together and that so connects us. And if any way I've accomplished that in just the past few years, then I will know that my human service has achieved what were the dreams that I wished for myself. And I only would hope that those who unfortunately have been victimized either by a lack of understanding or an ignorance or just a plain hatred, which has stood as the barrier and obstacle between the goal of those values that we all profess, but very few of us practice, that we will be able to continue to persuade more and more of them of the real freedom that this country should offer and bring to our state, not just marriage equality, but an opportunity for every member of our state and who lives in every city, every town, or every village to have an equal opportunity in education, an equal opportunity of employment, an equal opportunity to receive fair housing, and to be able to live their lives in whatever way expresses their beliefs, their feelings, and their truest love. And it is in that vein that we move forward from this dinner knowing that we will accomplish this goal. So just know that we're still fighting, that we're still speaking for those that don't have a voice, that we're still going to go to Albany, we're still going to agitate at times, we're going to persevere, and we're going to do it with a new sheriff in town who's going to sign the Marriage Equality Act as soon as they pass it. Thank you very much.